Clemson struggled on offense, but what still kind of scares you about them as, like, if, they could still beat Clemson?
Yeah, so Clemson's still Clemson. They have a ton of talent, at every position. We know of most of the guys through recruiting. Most of them were big recruits. For past years, obviously they lost some big-time guys, but, kind of throughout the past 10 years, they're more of a reload, program as a whole. So every guy is, quality, really good player, and we know to respect them.
What are you guys focusing on with their run game to try and keep, make them, force them to be more one-dimensional? How much and what kind of stuff are you guys very aware of what they can do to hurt you?
Yeah, so we know they've had a few injuries in the running back room this year, but it's kind of more of a committee. So we'll see a lot of guys. I know we talked about the one running back, Shipley, might be coming back this week. So we're going to prepare for all of them. We know the quarterback is talented as well, although they've had a few shaky games so far this season, but we know he's really talented. So we're going to try to make him as one-dimensional as possible, but we know to expect good plays in pass game and run game.
Have you noticed, you guys like to be even keel. One game was just like the next. Have you noticed a palpable buzz in your room this week because you're playing international TV against a team that's always in the college football playoff?
You try as hard as you can to keep an even keel from week to week. Just be 1-0 every week is the goal. For me, I try to keep it focused on being a nameless, faceless opponent, no matter who you're playing. Obviously, like you said, it's hard. You can't deny it. There's definitely more buzz around the program this week compared to before, with being ranked, a national televised game, and Clemson, is a really respected program around the country. So, you try as hard as you can to be even keeled, and but I'm sure when the game comes around on Saturday, there might be a little more energy coming from our sideline.
Cam was named the one of the team captains at the start of the season. What have you seen from him? He has sacked this past week. What have you seen from him kind of being the head of the linebacker room and pushing what kind of stuff has he pushed you guys every week to do?
I can't say enough positive things about Cam. Cam is a great teammate. Ever since I came into the linebacker room, he's helped me immensely. I don't know if you guys, obviously you don't know Cam personally, but he's a pretty quiet guy. He's not really going to talk unless you talk to him. So before I became a linebacker, we weren't that close. And now I can say he's definitely one of my closest friends on the team. He's helped me so much, even throughout our competition. I think we make each other a lot better playing the same position, and we're so genuinely excited to see each other do well. So he's definitely, he's more of a lead by example type person. He's not extremely vocal, but he has a great work ethic. And like I said, even throughout our competition, he's truly excited to see me do well, and it's likewise for me to him. Even like today at practice, he's continually coaching people, trying to get everybody better. So I can't say enough good things about him as a teammate.
Is there a guy who's extremely vocal?
I think all of us respect each other, and I think all of us, do a good job. We have a lot of older guys in the room, as you guys know. So I wouldn't say there's one head leader that's a vocal guy, but I think we all do a good job, being that leader as a whole.
With Uyunglele, how difficult is it to pressure him, and what does he do in the pocket that makes it hard to do that?
Yeah, well, first off, he's a big body. I think he's like 6'4", 250 pounds. He's really big, so sometimes he's going to shake off a lot of arm tackles, but he's also extremely shifty. He has good vision and good cuts, in the box, especially on his run plays as well. They like to run him a lot. So he leans forward and he gets those extra yards in the box, but he also has athleticism to escape as well. So, we got to keep him contained and make sure we wrap up when we tackle.
You can't tackle him high.
No, you'd like not to, unless you're bringing everything you got.
When you're preparing for a game like this, how does that experience help, especially in your room and preparing for Saturday?
A lot. In big moments, big players make big time plays in big moments. So in a game like this, you're going to want the best out of your players. We know there's a lot on the line this game as far as conference play, and a lot for this program. I mean, we can't deny it. This is a huge game for Pitt football, and I'm so excited for this opportunity. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. I know I bounced around a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, as a defense, you guys gave up some big plays in the first few games, and last week it just seemed like you guys were flying around more, playing with more confidence. Is that what's happening right now with that group?
Yeah, I think Coach Narduzzi talked about it this morning. I think we're getting better from week to week, and obviously the Western Michigan game really punched us in the mouth and humbled us a lot. we were riding high off that Tennessee win, and the Western Michigan game kind of, put us back in our place a little bit. But it was kind of, I was just talking to somebody in the lunchroom, it's kind of a blessing in disguise in a way. We learned what our weaknesses of our defense were and what we can, do to improve that. And it's better we found out that early in the season rather than, in a really important game at the end of the season. So, obviously you can look for the positives in that game, and that was a nightmare, for all of us. But you can pull out some positives from that, so I think it helped us in the long run.
Do you think that's experience too, that guys like yourself and others that have taken on expanded roles this season have 6 games under your belt now?
Yeah. Kind of like what I said, I think we've improved every week as a whole defense. And with the experience, we know that whoever is in there, the standard doesn't change, especially in our linebacker room, like you asked. We have a lot of older guys. I know 3 super seniors, a lot of guys who played a ton of snaps. So we know what to expect out of everybody, and whoever's in there, whether it's the 1s, the 2s, other guys that rotate, the standard and expectation doesn't drop off. So I think with that experience, really pays dividends.
A lot of guys talked about after that West Michigan game, not just the loss, but the meeting that was called, and the way you guys have talked. How do you feel like this team's different than it was before that week? Like, is there like a different air about it, like where it's like, hey, like things aren't there. There's certain expectations or certain guys that are pushing a little bit more at certain parts of the week.
Yeah, I think we found out we're not invincible. We had higher expectations coming into this season than previous years. And I wouldn't say that, we didn't take them seriously. I wouldn't say that. I think we got caught off guard a little bit, and, we learned that we can lose, and every team we play, has really potential to be a good game. So I think even after the Virginia Tech game, thinking about the Western Michigan game taught us, we can be excited about the win, but we got to play another game next week. So let's reel it in. We call it the 24-hour rule. Be excited, grade the film, and let's get to work ready for the next game, because we know, we're in ACC play now, so every game going forward is really important.
1 or 2 more?
John.
Kind of asking more as a Pittsburgh native and Pittsburgh football player. Do you remember a game like where there's been this kind of hype at Heinz Field in a while?
Yeah, I remember I came to a few Pitt Notre Dame games growing up when Jimmy Clausen was playing. I remember having my heart broken when they lost to Cincinnati with Marty Gilliard and Tony Pike. So I can think of a few. But, it's still pretty early in the season. But, with a big name coming in like Clemson, being an ESPN game, we're really excited, and it's a great opportunity.
Good, Jeff. Last one.
The plays you guys are making, how much of that is the improvement with Charlie's guys and what they're doing in front of you?
Huge. Coach Parch is, I think we all know he's one of the best D-line coaches in the country, and we all really respect him. He's really a father figure to a lot of guys on the team. I'm sure you guys just saw, every time he speaks, he says things where I just listen more and I learn. I feel like I learn something every time I hear him talk. But he has those guys fired up, and it's amazing year in, year out what he does as to how he gets, more and more talent and, has guys reach their full potential on the D-line. And it makes our job easy. And, we have fun. Me and Haba always mess around because he always gets mad and says that I'm taking his sacks, and I say he's taking my TFLs. So, it's fun, and we're all excited to see each other's success.